Hey friends, welcome back to Holistic Health for Moms. Today is part 2 of the meal planning series that we have started for the holiday season. And I know that you're not necessarily planning out meals for the weeks right now, but more so family meals. But this is to get you started on the right foot for the new year. So today I'm going to talk about how to use the grocery shopping template in your meal planning toolkit. Well, where do you get the meal planning toolkit? You go to jennifercoble.com/meal planning toolkit, and you can download that and have the template in hand while we go through it step by step in the episode today. So let's get started.
Hey Mama, welcome to Holistic Health for Moms. Do you want to lose weight and have more energy? Do you find yourself up late at night searching Google about hormones, weight loss, and how to get healthy? Do you wake up with big, ambitious goals only to feel overwhelmed and frustrated when the scale doesn't move and you look 5 months pregnant after eating again? Hey, I'm Jennifer. I'm a mom of 3, a conventional health nurse practitioner that also believes in natural and holistic health. I kept hearing my patients tell me that they were overwhelmed, tired, and couldn't lose weight. They were overwhelmed with all the health and weight loss information out there. It hurt my heart to see women who wanted answers and solutions to only be given prescriptions and vague directions like eat better and exercise. They needed to get out of the traditional healthcare box, and I wanted to help. So I created this podcast. In this podcast, you'll learn about optimizing your health and transforming your mindset. You'll learn about tools to help you build on what you know is right for you and reclaim the energy and health you know you should have. If this sounds like you, raise your hand and say present and accounted for, and let's get this party started.
Y'all, walking through the grocery store can be very overwhelming sometimes, and I get that 100%. Recently, we went to a grocery store that was not in my hometown, and people were just like, they acted like the food was going to fly off the shelves, and I was kind of scared, just a tad, for my life. But other than that, it's overwhelming to know what to buy, what to get, how much to get, all of the things. So, like I said last week, we're gonna break it down as basic as we possibly can. So last week, it seemed irrelevant as far as like, what does this have to do with meal planning? And but it really doesn't. So if you want to, go ahead and head back to last week's episode, because it lays the foundation for planning your meals and not wasting food. So this week is very tactical. So like I said, if you have not gotten the meal planning toolkit, not a big deal right now, but when you get a chance, go to jennifercoble.com/meal planning toolkit, and that will have the grocery planning template that we're talking about today. Okay. So on this template, the column on the left says, quote, what I have. And I want you to take this into your pantry, and I want you to write down all the things you have in your pantry that you would use to prepare meals. And then I want you to go to your freezer, and I want you to write down all the food you have that you would use to plan meals. And then I want you to do the same thing with your refrigerator. Now, when I said basic, excuse me, when I said basic, I meant basic, like step by step, okay? Then I want you to look at that list and decide what is the oldest and what's going to go bad first. And I want you to make a meal from that. So, for example, if you have green beans in the fridge that are about to go bad, then look at the things that you already have and see what you can add to that. So, if you have green beans, maybe you have some chicken breasts and some potatoes. So, there's a meal. So, you can bake the chicken breasts, roast. Actually, you could cut all of this up, put it on a sheet pan and roast it on a sheet pan, and you could have a sheet pan meal. But you have a protein, you have a vegetable, and you have the like starchy food. So it's a complete meal. Now, I want you to take those 3 ingredients and write it in column 3. So you do the number 1, you do chicken with green beans and potatoes. And this is where you'll make your list of meals for the week. If you're using a recipe from a certain cookbook or website, write it beside that day's meal so you'll remember it, because I am notorious for seeing things on Pinterest or whatever and being like, oh yeah, let's do that. We have all the things. And then I'll forget where it came from. So do that. Now, after you have exhausted the list of what you have and you just have bits and pieces of stuff left, then you go to the middle column. So say you have ground beef, but like nothing to pair it with. And you decide that you want to do ground beef, but then what are you going to do with it? Well, let's just say we do spaghetti, but you don't have noodles or like a salad to go with it. So then in that middle list, you would add, spaghetti, noodles, salad. So then you go over to the third column, you put spaghetti with noodles and salad, and then you mark out the ground beef where you have it in that first column. Okay? So then you look at what you said you were going to prepare, and you decide ahead of time what you need to prepare for the week. Like, do you need to chop vegetables, or do you need to get something out of the freezer to let thaw out? Do you need to roast some chicken ahead of time for the chicken soup that you want to make? Just ask yourself, what are the steps that are needed to get this meal on the table, and which ones can be done ahead of time, and then write those down. Now, these are the things you want to do on your quote-unquote meal prep day, if you have one. Like, me and my husband used to meal prep on Sunday. Our lives have since changed just a tad, so we don't have a quote-unquote meal prep day, but we still plan for the week. So if there's something that needs to be done ahead of time, then write that in the calendar for that night. This is also something that you could ask your spouse to do, or if you have, teenagers that are older, like, I'm leaving work, can you go ahead and preheat the oven for me? Or, hey, when you get home from school, turn the crock pot off, or something to that effect, okay? Get the kids, get the husband involved. You may never know that they may find a new love for cooking and food, okay? So my husband used to get home earlier than me, so he could, start supper. So, that's a way he used to help. Now, here is the really cool part about this grocery list, okay? If you fold it in thirds, the middle column will become the column on the outside, and that is your grocery shopping list, and you take that list to the grocery store with you. And then when you get home, you flip it over to your meal plan for the week. And then you can put it up on the board so that everybody knows what you're having for dinner. Now, that's it. It may seem overwhelming at first, but once you get practice, you will see you don't waste as much food. You're not spending as much time in the grocery store wandering around, wondering what goes with what and what you can get to fix a meal. And you won't spend as much time in the kitchen. If you even cook right now. Maybe you don't cook just because it's so overwhelming. Well, just start somewhere. That's all you have to do is start. And then I have gotten it to where it takes me about 15 minutes to look at my pantry, my fridge, my freezer, and come up with meals for the week. And, we've been doing this consistently for several years, and it has helped me and my husband both tremendously to know, what we're having for supper, and, be on the same page about something, because I'm not sure about y'all, but sometimes we can never get on the same page. And it's really nice to have that one thing that we can talk about, that our thought process is the same. But anyway, so I want you now, if you have that meal planning toolkit, to go ahead and head to your pantry and your refrigerator and your freezer. I want you to come up with meals for the week. And then I want you to go to the Holistic Health for Moms Facebook page, and I want you to take a picture of it and post it. That's your homework. I'm giving you homework. So take a picture, post it in the Holistic Health for Moms Facebook page, and motivate and encourage some of these other mamas out there that are listening, and show them that it can be done and that y'all are going to be consistent in 2024 and change your lives permanently. Okay, mamas, I hope y'all have a fantastic day, and I will talk to y'all soon. Bye.
Okay, mama, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If so, would you take 30 seconds and subscribe to my email list? By signing up, you get my free meal planning template to help you start optimizing your health today. Also, if you could leave me a review, this helps this podcast rate, helps more sisters see it, and it lights me up to know this podcast is helping you. Okay, time to go make sure the clothes are washed, ball uniforms are ready, and snacks are prepared for this week full of games and chaos. I'll meet you back next week for another episode. Have a great week, sister.